Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, June 11th. Hopefully, your legs feel nice and fresh because today they are about to be punished. Um, MetCon today, that is all we have. It is called Run Like Phoebe. I'm not sure who Phoebe is, um, but if it's anything like a donkey, that's how you're going to be running today. The MetCon is 3 rounds: 20 back squats, 20 back rack lunges, and then finish off every round with an 800-meter run. Okay? So, barbell is going to start on the ground unless you got some type of injury that's holding you back and a rig at home to hold the barbell. You can always take it to your back from there if you're scared for some reason or need to for injury purposes. But otherwise, everybody's going to be clean and jerking this thing up overhead and then slowly lowering it to your back before we get into your back squats and back rack lunges. So again, 3 rounds, 20 back squats, 20 back rack lunges. Those lunges are going to be stepping forward. Unless you see the word reverse, we're always going to step forward. So it'd be just like a front rack lunge, just sitting on your back, step forward, step back, and then an 800-meter run. Time cap is 27 minutes. Fitness today. If you got a barbell at home, you're going 75, 55. So weights on the barbell today should be pretty quick reps. Hopefully we're able to hang on to that barbell nice and tight or just, rest it on your back for all 40 reps here, but we'll see how that goes. If you got dumbbells at home, fitness, we're going 25s or 15s. So you'll have a dumbbell in each hand. Place it on your shoulders, almost like these are going to have to be front squats with your dumbbells. But of course, if we just have dumbbells at home, we can happily improvise. Performance is 95, 65 on the bar. And if you have dumbbells, 35s, 25s, and then open 115, 75 on the bar. And again, 35s or 25s on dumbbells if you're using those instead. That's all we have is the MetCon. So tips and pacing, that's what we're going to talk about next. All right, tips and pacing. Barbell weights, if you have one at home, again, like I said, it's on the lighter end today. So we are going to be looking to hit big chunks, big sets right out of the gate here from round 1 to round 3. And remember, as you clean and jerk that thing, you press it up over your head, you lower it to your back. When I talk big chunks, like big sets, in an ideal world, just because the weight is on the lighter end today, we only have to clean and jerk that thing one time each round to lower that thing to your back, go right into your 20 back squats, keep the bar on your back, and then go right into your 20 back rack lunges. Now, as we get into rounds 2 and 3, is that going to be difficult to do? Sure. And I'm not expecting you to hit everything unbroken. That's just in an ideal world what we would be shooting for. Reason why I say it might be difficult is, no matter if it's in the front rack position, which is obviously much more difficult to breathe, or on your back, just the time that you spend under tension with your core nice and tight, that bar weighing down on you. Naturally, the longer that your body is under some sort of tension, the more tired you're going to get. So if you need to drop the bar, that's fine. But the way I see it, if I've got 3 rounds of this, I do 20 back squats at a nice, easy pace. I'm not looking to, be a hero and go 100 mile an hour on every back squat. Same thing with my back rack lunges. Just try to breathe. If I stay under tension for all 40 of those reps, I'm going to be gassed at the end of it, no question. But when I've got an 800-meter run coming after those 40 reps, the longer you've been doing CrossFit, you start to see running as a little bit of rest, where my body's not under tension anymore with that bar just bearing down on me. If I got an 800-meter run, I'm going to have a couple of minutes to recover from all 40 reps that I just completed with that bar on my body. So if I'm going to push myself a little too far on those 40 reps, and when I drop the bar, I'm like, holy hell, that was a lot. It's not the end of the world. We got an 800-meter run to recover. Just as long as my legs are moving, I can catch my breath again. That bar's not bearing down on me. 800 meters is a lot of time to recover from all 40 of those reps if you can hang on tight. So that would be my advice for you. Try to hang on and breathe, But of course, I understand if it's too much with your body under tension for a long period of time. Even with that bar on your back, if you don't want to take it down to the floor, clean and jerk it up again, you can always spread your hands out wide on the bar and maybe just do a nice little walk around to let your legs breathe for a second and shake them out with that bar still on your back. Cool too. I would still consider that unbroken reps until it hits the floor. So again, your time cap is 27 minutes. You should probably know how long an 800-meter run is going to take you. So if you add 3 of those together, you look at that remaining time that you have throughout that 27-minute clock or that cap. After you factor your runs in, you're going to have that long to do 60 back squats and 60 back rack lunges. So hopefully you know yourself and you're good at math. So that's some tips in pacing. Let's get into the warm-up. First piece of the warm-up, we are going to do a 3-minute AMRAP of the following. Mark off about 100 feet, so maybe 50 feet down, 50 feet back. We're going to do 100 feet of sprints or jogs, whatever you want to do. I'm not there to breathe down your neck and make sure you're sprinting. But we've got 100 feet of sprinting. Right into 6 air squats. We're going to do air squats on the odd rounds. On the even rounds, we'll do 6 lunges, just body weight. So for 3 minutes, you're going to complete that back and forth as many rounds as you can. 100-foot sprint to start every round or 100-foot jog into 6 air squats on the odd rounds. And on the even rounds, 6 body weight lunges, always starting every round with 100 feet of sprinting. Take about 3 minutes. Go ahead and get moving around. Once that 3-minute clock is up, we're going to try to limit the transition time here and get right into the next part of the warm-up. We're going to set it up as Tabata style. So that'll be a total of 8 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. There'll be 4 separate stations or 4 separate exercises every time we hit one round through. So essentially you'll have 4 separate stations 2 times through for a total of 8 rounds, if that makes sense. So for your first station, just going to be body weight good mornings. You do body weight good mornings for 20 seconds. You rest for 10 seconds. The second station we'll hit is side lunges, 20 seconds, then rest for 10. The third station, Spider-Man lunges. We'll go for 20 seconds and then rest for 10. That's just at the top of a high plank position, lunging out in front with your right leg, driving that knee out, back to that high plank, go left knee or left leg out, back and forth for 20 seconds, rest for 10. The very last station, the fourth one, is glute bridges. You're going to be laying on the ground, drive through your heels, and bring your hip up, pause for a second, and then come back down to the floor. So just raising that hip up and squeezing those butt cheeks to activate everything on the backside that we're going to be using throughout the whole MetCon today. That's all it is just quads and butt. So that's what we got. Tabata, 8 rounds, starting with good mornings on the first station, side lunges on the second station, Spider-Man lunges on the third station, and then glute bridges on the fourth. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest in between each station. Go for it. Okay, now we're going to stretch. And again, please ignore everything scattered around this room. We are almost done renovating our bathroom. We've got all the finishing touch pieces just kind of laying all over the place. I'll try to keep it out of the picture so that my wife doesn't say, why are you showing them all this crap just laying around? Stretching. First thing we're going to do, you're going to lunge your right leg out in front, but we're only going to focus on that back knee or that back leg behind you. Lunge forward with the right leg, keep that torso nice and upright, and you're going to shoot your left leg back as far as you can to the wall behind you. You'll go ahead and give me that hip flexor stretch on that back leg for about 30 seconds. Right after that 30-second clock, we're going to stay in the exact same position, only now we're going to switch into a little bit more of a quad pull stretch on that back leg, that left leg. So after 30 seconds of a hip flexor stretch, you're going to grab that foot behind you, and if you can balance yourself out up in that position, that's great. But we'll basically kind of improvise into a little bit of a couch stretch, a single leg couch stretch in this position. I want you to spend about 30 seconds there once you're done that hip flexor stretch on that side. From there, we're going to focus still with that right leg out in front. We're going to go ankle stretch. So you're going to drive that front knee out over that toe, keeping your heel in contact with the ground, but stretching into those ankles, waking those up for all the squatting, running, lunging that we're going to be doing today. Take that knee, drive it out over that toe, and give me some circles moving back and forth if you'd like. About 20, 30 seconds on that side. And then again, still right leg out in front. We're going to go into a pigeon stretch to finish things off on that side before we switch and do the same sequence on the other. So again, it'll start with a hip flexor stretch for about 30 seconds, quad pull stretch for down on the floor for about 30 seconds, ankle stretch about 20, 30 seconds, and then pigeon for about 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and complete that on both sides, and then we'll move on to the next part. The last part of the warm-up that I would like you to complete is very simple. I want 10 big arm circles, 10 bear hugs, and then I want you to finish with about 10 seconds of a calf stretch, leaning up against a wall, rig, whatever, for about 10 seconds on the right, and then 10 seconds on the left. Go for it when you're ready. Okay, and then after that, it is time to hit this MetCon once you get your barbell loaded up and squat it, lunge it a couple times before you hit the clock and go. So the workout again is called Run Like Phoebe. It's 3 rounds, 20 back squats with your barbell starting on the floor, 20 back rack lunges, which again is going to stay on your back, and you are going to step forward, drive out of that heel, and come back to center, and then finish with an 800-meter run. 3 rounds of that. It's got a 27-minute time cap. Literal leg hell, and there's nothing I love more than that. So hopefully you enjoy it too. Hit the MetCon. I'll have a couple of cool down stretches for you guys to come back to once you are all done. But enjoy this one. Welcome back. Legs need stretching out. I got a couple quick ones for you. So what we are going to do, just sitting back on your heels in a kneeling down position, you're going to sit back on your heels into a deep saddle stretch. So as you take yourself down into that stretch, you can put your hands behind you as you sit back on your heels. You can walk all the way back to laying down on your ankles or on your heels. I want you to spend a minute in that saddle stretch. From there, we're going to transition to laying down on your back. I want you to bring your right knee up into your chest and kick it across your body as you lay down on your back for a nice deep stretch into your lower back, outer part of your hip and your glute. I want you to spend 30 seconds on the right, 30 seconds on the left. And then the very last stretch for the cool down today is calf stretches from a pike position. So take yourself into child's pose, push yourself up into a pike position, and then pedal those feet back and forth. Put one foot over the other to deepen that calf stretch on each side. I want you to spend maybe about 30 seconds in that position, just shifting weight back and forth to stretch out your calves. If you've got a lacrosse ball around to roll out the bottom of your feet, that would be great today too. Foam rolling as well, and your IT band, your hamstrings, your quads, all of that stuff will be great to finish things off here today if you have the time and you have the equipment at home. If not, let's get those 3 stretches out of the way, and that is our Thursday.